Karen Buckley was a young woman from County Cork, Ireland. Born in 1991, she grew up on her family's farm in a place called Mourne Abbey. She was the only daughter, raised with her parents, John and Marion, and her three older brothers. Her childhood was happy and active. For school, she attended St. Mary's Secondary School in the nearby town of Mallow. When she wasn't studying, she loved playing Gaelic football for her local team. After school, Karen's desire to help others led her to study nursing at the University of Limerick, where she earned her degree. To everyone who knew her, Karen was warm-hearted and motivated. She was deeply close to her family, loved to travel, and enjoyed being with friends. Most of all, she was an optimistic person with a strong drive to care for the people in her life. As a teenager, Karen worked as a waitress at the Hibernian Hotel in Mallow. Her cheerful personality made her stand out. Colleagues fondly nicknamed her the Kerry Gal, a tribute to her Irish background and warm nature. One supervisor later remembered, "She was always smiling." That was Karen. No matter how busy weddings or events got, she would always go out of her way to help. Her words reflected the kindness and positivity Karen brought to even the most hectic shifts. After graduating from the University of Limerick, Karen pursued a career in occupational therapy. She first worked at Princess Alexandra Hospital in Essex, then continued her studies at Glasgow Caledonian University. During this time, she lived in a flat in Glasgow's Garnet Hill area. Alongside her studies, she had a deep love of travel. She explored Europe and the Far East, including a memorable trip to Thailand with college friends. She also looked forward to visiting her two brothers in Australia, once she completed her master's degree. On the night of Saturday, April 11, 2015, 24-year-old Karen Buckley went to the Sanctuary Nightclub in Glasgow with friends. They arrived shortly before midnight. Around 1 a.m., Karen told her friends she was leaving. They felt uneasy about her going alone, but she reassured them she would take a taxi and be safe. They were less worried because she was sober and seemed in control. When Karen did not return home the next day, her friends grew concerned and reported her missing to Police Scotland. An extensive search was launched. Early in the investigation, police discovered Karen had left her jacket at the nightclub. CCTV footage later showed her outside the club speaking with a man before the two walked away together. On Monday, April 13th, Police Scotland released CCTV images of Karen and appealed for public help to trace her movements. They specifically asked for information about the unidentified man seen with her and a Ford Focus captured in the footage. Shortly after the missing person report, Karen's parents traveled from Ireland to Scotland. They made a public appeal for information, holding on to hope for their daughter's safe return. On Tuesday, April 14th, Police Scotland confirmed they had identified and located the man seen with Karen in the CCTV footage. Officers also found her handbag in Glasgow's Kelvindale area, which significantly narrowed their search. The next day, police activity intensified. Search teams and forensic specialists examined areas around Dosholm Park, near where the bag was discovered, and a flat on Dorchester Avenue. By Wednesday evening, police announced that a 21-year-old man, later named as Alexander Pacteau, had been detained in connection with Karen's disappearance. Alexander Benjamin Pacteau was born in January 1994, the eldest of 4 children. He spent his early years in relative affluence in the Bearsden area. He was raised by his parents, Noreen and Guerec Pacteau. His father, a French national, ran a once successful courier company, while his mother was a stay-at-home parent. From a young age, Pacteau was known for disruptive behavior. He frequently acted out and earned a reputation for being difficult and troublesome. During his teenage years, he attended Kelvinside Academy. However, after his father's business collapsed, he transferred to Bearsden Academy. Academically, he was unremarkable. He kept to a small social circle and was often described as socially uncomfortable around others. At 17, in 2011, he left school altogether, intending to start his own courier venture. He enrolled briefly in a business course, but did not complete it. In November 2011, Pacteau was accused of assaulting a 24-year-old woman he met outside a nightclub. She had agreed to share a taxi, but he allegedly forced her into an alleyway instead. Her screams reportedly attracted two nearby men who intervened. Pacteau stood trial and was found not guilty in 2013. That same year, his parents separated. Pacteau first stayed with his mother in Drimmen, then moved in with his father. However, after a disagreement involving his father's new partner, he was asked to leave. He relocated to Drumchapel. During this period, Alexander struggled to maintain steady employment. In 2014, he was convicted of forging banknotes and sentenced to 25 hours of community service. In February 2015, just 2 months before Karen's murder, he moved into a 3-bedroom flat in the Kelvinside area of Glasgow. In the early hours of April 16th, police confirmed that human remains had been found on a farm outside Glasgow. A few hours later, they announced the arrest of Alexander Pacteau in connection with Karen Buckley's death. Later that day, the remains were officially identified as Karen's, bringing the search. Pacteau became a suspect after CCTV footage captured him talking to Buckley outside the Sanctuary Nightclub. His car matched the one seen in the video. Police went to his flat on 2 occasions. Nobody answered the first time. When he finally opened the door later that evening, officers were struck by a powerful smell of bleach. In his bedroom, they discovered several concerning items: duct tape, nail brushes, a toolbox, and a mattress that was too small for the bed frame. During initial questioning, Pacteau told police he met Buckley outside the nightclub and brought her to his flat, claiming she left around 4 a.m. However, when he later gave a formal statement at Helen Street Police Station, he changed his account. He said they had drinks and consensual sex, and that she accidentally hit her head on the bed frame. He admitted noticing blood later and panicking when she was reported missing, leading him to burn blood-stained items. Police also discovered a receipt showing he had purchased padlocks and caustic soda. Forensic evidence strongly linked Alexander Pacteau to the killing. Traces of Karen Buckley's blood were found in his flat, including in the bedroom and bathroom. Small blood spots were also discovered inside his car. Dirt on his tires confirmed he had visited Dawsholm Park, where Karen's handbag had been hidden. Investigators later pieced together what actually happened. In the early hours of April 12th, after Buckley got into his car, Pacteau drove to Kelvin Way. There, he struck her repeatedly with a spanner and strangled her. He then transported her body back to his flat and placed it in the bathtub, filling it with caustic soda in an attempt to destroy the evidence. When his flatmate was due to return, Pacteau drained the bath. He disposed of the spanner in the Forth and Clyde Canal, wrapped the body in a duvet, and burned contaminated items. He later purchased a large blue barrel and more caustic soda, placing Karen's body inside. He then arranged to rent an outbuilding at High Creighton Farm and left the barrel there. CCTV footage captured him buying cleaning supplies, gloves, a mask, and chemicals. He even asked for advice on removing blood from a mattress. Investigators discovered he had researched sodium hydroxide online and had his car professionally cleaned. A tip from one of Pacteau's acquaintances led police to High Creighton Farm. They searched storage units fitted with new padlocks he had recently purchased. Hidden under a sheet, alongside a bicycle wheel and a paper shredder, they found the blue barrel. At around 8 p.m. on April 15th, officers examined the barrel and discovered Buckley's body submerged in caustic soda. The barrel was taken to Southern General Hospital for a post-mortem examination. The examination revealed she had suffered 12 to 13 heavy blows to the head, fracturing her skull. She also had soft tissue neck injuries that caused fatal brain hemorrhaging. Pacteau's fingerprints were found inside the barrel. During further questioning, Pacteau offered a third version of events. He claimed Karen had slapped him during consensual sex and that he had hit her in retaliation. Authorities did not believe him. In August 2015, Alexander Pacteau appeared at the High Court in Glasgow and admitted to murdering Karen Buckley. He never provided a motive for his actions. The presiding judge, Lady Rita Ray, ruled that Pacteau must serve a minimum of 23 years before becoming eligible to apply for parole. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. Detective Superintendent Jim Kerr, who led the investigation, described the attack as unprovoked and warned that any woman could have been targeted. "I think there was a premeditated plan that night to find some victim," he stated. "He has been calculated and callous. They were complete strangers, and he made a concerted effort to destroy any evidence of Karen's whereabouts. He also had opportunities at various times during the investigation to tell us exactly where she was, and he didn't do that either." After the conviction, Karen Buckley's parents expressed their gratitude to the Scottish police and community for helping secure justice for their daughter. A vigil was soon held to celebrate Karen's life and offer support to her family before they returned to Ireland to prepare her funeral. In 2016, her father accepted her master's degree on her behalf, honoring her academic accomplishments. After her killer's sentencing, Karen's father spoke these words: "Today's life sentence will not bring our beautiful Karen back. Our little angel has been taken from us forever in the cruelest of ways. We mourn for her every day. It will, however, ensure that women are safe from harm from the truly evil coward who took our beautiful Karen's precious life. I hope that he is never released and spends every day in prison haunted by what he did. Karen is at peace now, and we know that she is in heaven looking down on us and helping us."